Hello guys, how are you doing? A quick Twitter recap is up for you here today. And yes, the charts are extremely old. Well, they are 6 days old, but anyways, we will go through them as it is. A quick shout out here to my friend from Trading Channels, Burak here. We have planned at least a talk tomorrow where he will show us his view on the markets. Usually we do it with a part one being uranium, and then part two will be, commodities in general. So definitely stay tuned for that one. It will be released on my YouTube. Also, my Substack will get it, but also on Burak's own personal Substack as well. So I'm excited to see what he has to say. We haven't been able to talk for like a few, maybe 2 months. The reason where he has been traveling, and we just couldn't get it, find a spot to do it. But tomorrow, hopefully, we can get it together, and he can show you his thoughts on the markets. So with that said, just very briefly here again, you know where you can find me if you like the content you add uselink INV on all the three major ones, the Twitter, the YouTube, and the Substack. With that said, guys, we will be doing some Twitter recap. This is the Hedgeless Horseman. Next low in 8 years for the HUI, the Huey. That is basically the gold miners. You can see here, the time periods, where we are roughly having a bottom here, bottom over there, and then we have again, the bottom here just before. Again, you have to, I know people will say in the comments that, oh, well, it's not, perfect. No, it's not. But again, usually, the periods are extremely well in between here. So also we are breaking out, as you can see from the 2011 high to here, we're definitely breaking out here. And yeah, that's why we are, at least I am very bullish on gold miners. I've been saying that for the past 3 months or so, ever since we started to move big time there. I think it was in April or May. Are we a little bit extended here in the short term? Maybe. But again, long term, fantastic. Kevin here with silver, spelled it out for you so we know exactly what it is. The next true silver era, this chart will tell you. So this is silver versus inflation. So again, if my memory serves me well, on the long time frame, we're talking the 3-month, gold has broken out. If you take wick to wick, the gold has been breaking out against inflation and is about to show its true power. That is the ultimate inflation hedge. And silver here, he's taking, in this case, also the 3 months. I can see, the high for the 3-month. You can see we're potentially tuning in for a break here and to the upside. And you can see, if we have the same kind of moves that we have had, you can see that we're going to outperform inflation from roughly 0.10 to, let's say, 0.40. So you're talking a 4x. Potentially, obviously, nothing is set in stone, but potentially silver to outperform inflation by a matter of 3, 4, maybe even 5x in a period where inflation will be high. So again, inflation will go up. Silver will outperform that by 4x. So just incredible, in my opinion here. I think we are on the verge of something that you don't see very often when it comes to silver, and that is the parabolic moves. That comes around every 2 decades or so, roughly. Beautiful chart as well. Follow Kevin. He's a great guy. No question about that. Great Martis again here, silver. So this is on a nominal scale, not log scale, but again, still a beautiful chart here. If you go to a log scale, you will have a perfect, probably the best looking cup and handle you will ever see looking back, like 5 decades or so. When you get silver breaking out, you know that a major event is around the corner. Yep. Something big is brewing, really big. This is not good. This is very bad. So I completely agree. When you see the silver and starts to spike heavily, gold to silver ratio starts to drop heavily. Usually they have something planned for us. At least that's my my opinion. And yeah, but again, silver again here is looking to hit the 50. I completely agree with that. And then beyond. Again, not tomorrow and not next week, but again, it will happen. And people will say in the comments, yeah, I've heard that before. Again, that's my opinion. You can have your own, but again, the gold to silver ratio looks like we potentially could be primed for that move also. Dollar trader here with nat gas. Again, he's always have a long text there, very detailed. I like that. So again, give him a follow if you want to have some cool charts with a lot of description or text to come with that. So nat gas on the daily, inverted head and shoulders, potentially a break. If it happens, we break the neckline, we go from roughly 180 all the way up to roughly 2.3. That's roughly 50 cents. So you can add that on top. So we're probably talking 2.7, which also aligns with the resistance that comes in there. So potentially a decent sized move here for the nat gas. And nat gas can be a wild beast when it moves up or down. So up and down, that is. CELH, this is Jake, falling wedge breakout as price trades at the volume shelf. So here we have a 3 months falling wedge, and we are trying to break out here, going sideways out at the volume shelf here. You can see a lot of traders are buying and selling here. So again, if we start to see a move, to the upside here, you usually have some great momentum and a big breakout. Rashad here with the gold to silver ratio bounced from a 3-year rising wedge trend line, which was previously broken and later fully recovered. So again, gold to silver ratio, we had a huge breakdown here. The retest didn't, hold. You can say we didn't roll over. We came all the way back up to the top, and you actually have a trend line coming across right there, hitting it. And now again, support from the low side here. And yeah, right now we're in the mix of a lot of previous price action, so a little bit difficult to predict the movement there. Rashad again here, despite yesterday's sell-off in silver, is looking good in the medium term. And this is a chart from before Friday, I would assume, before Jay Powell started to talk. And we're actually roughly here at 30 bucks, right? We are about to break out above the 30. I think we are at 29.8 or 0.9, so pretty close. But again, we have come from pretty low prices from 26, and again, maybe a little bit extended, but again, long-term silver is looking really good in my opinion. Patrick Karim here. Before you panic, read carefully my wording and annotation. So I want to go back here. If I can I click it? Yeah, I can. Pretty cool. So this is gold on a monthly log scale. 7 times out of 8, it marked the peaks for gold. Some more important than others. You can see we're coming to that blue resistance here on this MACD oscillator, indexed MACD oscillator. But again, people will say, "Oh, this is the top." If we look back here, you can see we hit it multiple times, right? While we are in an uptrend, and again, it doesn't mean that we are at the end. On the contrary, when you get these trending markets, this is usually a really, really bullish sign, in my opinion, for gold. Tesla here by Jake, getting tight, and for sure it has been really tight here. It's not the longest of time frames, but again, we are definitely seeing a pinch here. This is, until proven otherwise, a bear flag, because the downtrend is a little bit coming from the highs. So a bear flag here, and we shall see which way it goes. But I'm favoring the move to the downside. It doesn't mean that we cannot break to the upside, but again, bear flag usually is continuation. Kevin with gold, what happens next will be determined by whether or not we can get our capital rotation event. So what is he trying to show here? Here again, a lot of cool little notes there, so definitely worth a follow. So this is the Dixie. The upper one is the Dixie versus CPI, and below you simply have the gold price. Again, rising wedge here, and You can see we're starting to come down, rising wedge here, or at least bearish formation. That was the beginning of the 2000 bull market. And we're basically here against breaking down, retesting, rolling over, and that's when gold starts to outperform. And if you take the Dixie divided by the CPI and invert that, you basically have the gold chart. Again, not perfect, but you can clearly see that gold is tracking the loss of purchasing power by the dollar. If you overlay those two charts, please do that if you don't believe me, and you will be a believer. TrendSpider here again, buy a 50-year support. Just do it. I agree. This is support until proven otherwise. So Nike here is a great buy. If we break below, you're out. It's that simple. Really, it is that simple. Don't make it too complicated. North Star, again, a lot of Kevin here. That's good. Ethereum holders, do you worry about that support line break? So this is actually a really cool chart going back 6 years, 7 years. The low here, you tag it here again, you tag here again, you break down, and you recover. Unless you start to, we will probably go for the retest at roughly 3K-ish, and the highest likelihood is a rollover. If we start to tag the 3K retest and break through, that will be immensely bullish, obviously. So huge decision point here. Also, you can see the MACD here on the long time frame. Crossover is usually not a good thing to see. But yeah. Last but not least, the great Martis. Again, a really funny guy. Again, his annotations and the text, description is just hilarious sometimes. But also silver here, an update. He's also bullish silver. I get why. Again, the broadening formation, you can see it here. The price, the tag is roughly 36, and yeah, bullish silver. But when and if we get this huge crash in the markets, silver will also correct many multiples of percents. But until then, it's looking good. It's looking real good. So that's all, guys, I have for the day. Remember to check in on the interview I have with Borak. I'm excited to see what he has to say. Have a great Sunday here, wherever you are. I'm about to head to bed. So have a great day, guys. Cheers.